Hello again. Welcome to day 2 of my 1 week cycling training vlog. So today's ride is pretty straightforward. It's just basically a 40k time trial, or about an hour, or sorry, not about an hour, just over an hour of full gas. Yeah, pretty straightforward. I would say the number one thing that you want to do is, if you must eat early, maybe an hour and a half before you begin your ride. And number 2 is warm up thoroughly. So the way I like to warm up is, I like to get my heart rate to close to threshold, or at least 15 minutes of riding, and then cool down a little bit for a while before I begin. So that's the warm up routine. However, I find that more often than not, preparing mentally is kind of half the game won, because you know that you're going to be digging quite deep, right? And you're going to be trying to either reach the level that you were before, or to break the ceiling that you are currently at. So as opposed to what some people say, block the pain and so on, I much prefer to tell myself to just hang in there and complete the 1 hour, you know. And yeah, put yourself in a mentally good place so that you are ready for what's to come. Okay, and then so I'm reaching my starting point, and that's right here. It's actually Seletar. So it's a 10k commute for me, so I'll use that as my warm-up, and then along the way get my legs primed, prepare myself mentally that, you know, I'm going to do it, that I'm going to reach at least my current level, or, you know, do better than what I did before. So I use a power meter for that. If you don't have one, a heart rate will do, or if the weather conditions in your area is quite consistent, you can use speed, although that's not the best way. So Singapore, thankfully, is always, the wind is not so crazy, so it's a bit easier for us if we want to use speed. Ideally, always a power meter will be good. So the goal is to get a better 1 hour FTP, or functional threshold power reading. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So pretty straightforward. So I would say again, warm up properly, prepare yourself mentally. Oh yes, one last thing, and it's to pace yourself well. So if you know you are going to do 40k, for example, in my case, every 10k I will take stock of how I'm feeling, and I would go for a power number and combine that with how I'm feeling to pace myself properly. The most important is to complete the 1 hour, regardless of how far off you may be, even at the end. So always keep going and complete it, so that it's just a reference point, you know. Functional threshold power is a moving target. You can't have it fixed all the time, right? On the bright side is, if it will always fix, then what's the point? We want to move it, right? So it can either slide a little bit sometimes, or it can improve leaps and bounds. So yeah, I'll see you at the start line. So here I am at the starting point. This is Seletar testing ground, that's what I like to call it. And I will do 4 loops of about 10k, and then yeah, basically I just complete 40k, and then that's the end. If I have anything in reserve, I'll just do a light ride after half an hour break with my buddies. Yep. Okay, here we go. Wish me luck. All set. Oops. And 1, 2, go. Full gas, full gas. Full gas for 40k. $250 meters. Almost there. Come on. Full gas, full gas. Almost there, almost there. Big deep, come on. Go, 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 go. I'm done. 40k. My goodness, I almost forgot how bad the pain can be. As much as FTP is a scientific number, so called, there's an art to it. So the way you pace and the way you mentally prepare, right, can really help you a lot. So for example, small things like wearing your favorite jersey, motivating yourself by telling yourself you can do it, doing your warm-up well, and then having a proper pacing strategy. You know, some people like to do a negative split, which means for the first half they go slower than the second half and they make up the power. So this one all requires a little bit of experience, and then you will find what suits you best, and then along the way as well you'll be able to sort of switch around. You know, sometimes you do negative split depending on how you're feeling, and then sometimes you do a positive split, or you do a 50-50. So do what works for you, you know. So this is the end of my day 2 full gas ride. If I have anything left, which I don't think I do, I can just spin off a few more laps, maybe cover another 20-30k before I go home, and then yeah, I'll see you in the next video. All the best and take care.